It's official! Nintendo are suing Pocket Pair and their smash hit game Palworld. It's not really a surprise, Nintendo and lawsuits go together like Toad and having extremely spaced nipples. Plus, when Palworld was first revealed, everyone looked at those rather familiar looking pals and collectively said,
Pokemon with guns.
But here's the interesting thing, those questionable designs are not the target of Nintendo's lawsuit. No, instead, Nintendo's unprecedented line of attack could not only inflict massive financial damage on Pocket Pair, but also shake the Japanese games industry to its core. But to understand those monumental implications, we need to explore the ridiculous world of software patents, the immense power of Nintendo, and the unspoken agreement dating back to the days of arcades. Palworld exploded into early access at the beginning of the year. Riding a tidal wave of meme-ridden hype, it finally answered the question, what if Pokemon, but with guns? And slavery, and with graphics that don't make me question my eyesight or what year I'm in. We all quickly realized, however, that this isn't just a Pokemon clone, because despite partaking in the kidnapping of clones of Pokemon, it was essentially yet another survival game. You smashed rocks, you smashed trees, you then smashed pals to make them smash things for you instead. And that's no shade, while that style of game isn't for everyone, it still was for over 25 million people. And that's no surprise after you introduce bazookas and an anthropomorphic thick-thighed pal that wants to everything that moves. And its success quickly created a divide within the gaming community. One side leapt to Nintendo's defense, saying, they're quite clearly ripping off Pokemon's designs. While others said, screw Nintendo, if they didn't want competition, they'd make a game that didn't perform with the stability of Jane's Addiction's lead singer. Meanwhile, Brazilians were just in the middle, laughing at the fact that PAL sounds very similar to their word for PAL Blast, PAL Fluid, concentrated all-purpose PAL extract? Muito loco. Either way, a week after release, the Pokemon Company broke their silence and in their statement said the legal equivalent of, yes, we know Palworld exists, stop emailing us, we're looking into it. And now, nearly 9 months later, the inevitable has happened. Nintendo has done their research, finalized their plans, and they're suing Pocket Pair. Now, I'm going to actually read this statement because the details are very important. It says, Nintendo, together with the Pokemon Company, filed a patent infringement lawsuit in the Tokyo District Court against Pocket Pair Incorporated on September 18th, 2024. This lawsuit seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Now, this is somewhat unexpected. People thought Nintendo would file copyright claims based on the designs of their Pokemon. The problem is, unless you can prove that Pocket Pair directly used or changed Nintendo's assets, it's very hard to claim they actually stole anything. I mean, it's not like Pokemon itself wasn't maybe a bit too closely inspired by Dragon Quest. Bit awkward. Instead, Nintendo are going the patent route, which is more about the raw mechanics, ideas, and systems that are present in the game. Some famously patented examples include the ability to play mini-games during loading screens or the Nemesis AI system in Shadow of Mordor. For this lawsuit though, Nintendo haven't said exactly which ones have been infringed upon, and it seems not even Pocket Pair knows. In their response, they said, yesterday a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we are accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified of such details. Now, software patents are a minefield of ambiguous, unethical, and often downright ridiculous claims. Just try reading some of Nintendo's patents. A simulation system in which a user can assume and enjoy changes in an operation of a character in a case in which the character is operated inside a virtual space that can be simultaneously played by a plurality of users is provided. Excuse me? Now luckily, these patents do come along with some handy images, making it very likely Nintendo is referring to a patent like this. Now, I can't read Japanese, but I'm going to assume it refers to using a device, yeeting it to capture an unsuspecting creature, then unleashing said creature to fight another unsuspecting creature, all while on the beautiful southern coast of France. But wait a second, don't other games do that exact same thing? And don't Nintendo also have other patents that boil down to essentially summoning a mount? Surely that's not enforceable. Well, now is a good time to talk about the insane world of patents in Japan. And first, we must travel back to the 70s and 80s when arcade games were bursting into the mainstream. You see, patents can be applied for by anyone, even if they have nothing to do with the creation of said thing. And in an era of rapid video game innovations, it soon became an issue of people outside the gaming industry doing exactly that. Now, just because you've applied for a patent or that you actually have one, it doesn't mean it will stand in court. But that's still a big legal headache that companies don't want to deal with, especially as patents last 20 years. So to combat this, Japanese gaming companies collectively decided that they're just going to patent basically every idea that they have, even if they're incredibly basic, to get in there first. Now, obviously that led to a ton of overlap amongst games. So again, to prevent a legal headache for everyone, there was a general code of honor that gaming companies wouldn't actually enforce their endless list of patents. There are exceptions, of course, and one famous example is that of Kolopla. Back in 2014, they launched the mobile game Shiro Neko Project. It was known for its single finger controls, and you moved by dragging your finger across the screen. You could attack by dragging that same finger in a different direction. They called this system Punicon. Now, I can't find too many sources on this, but according to this video by Thomas Game Docs, veteran game designer Yoshiki Okamoto had said, quote, Kolopla notified other companies that the Punicon control scheme was patented and that they weren't allowed to use it, unless, of course, they paid a fee. By the way, definitely go check out that video if you want to learn more about that exact lawsuit. It was super helpful for researching this video. Now, obviously, that's a big no-no in Japan. So, who showed up? Well, Nintendo, with receipts. They whipped out some patents from the old Nintendo DS, including one that involved using a touchscreen joystick which followed wherever you placed your finger. Well, after years of legal disputes, Kolopla ultimately settled with Nintendo, paying up 3.3 billion yen. And you're probably thinking, but like, every mobile game uses that mechanic. And you're right, but to Nintendo, this was about the principle, though I'm sure the 22 mil was also nice. So let us fast forward back to today and let's put ourselves in the shoes of Nintendo's lawyers. Palworld has just come out and you feel like they've stolen your designs. You know you likely won't win a copyright dispute, but you feel Pocket Pair has profited massively through copying your designs. After all, they were so similar, people literally called it
a Pokemon-style game with guns.
So, how do you hurt them? You use your boatload of patents. That combined with the fact that Nintendo has never lost in the Tokyo District Court, and suddenly things are looking expensive for Pocket Pair. But that means Nintendo is breaking the same code of honor they were defending just years ago. And what kind of precedent does that set? Are patents fair game now if a company has annoyed you? Surely that paints a target on Nintendo's back too. They've likely infringed on dozens of patents. Does it become a war of attrition between those who have the best legal teams and the most patents? At the same time though, if Pocket Pair wins, is it really fair that a company can very obviously steal designs and just make millions off of them without consequence? What happens when it's a big company doing that to a small little indie developer? It seems no matter how this lawsuit goes, it will have massive, far-reaching implications on the future of the Japanese gaming industry. With that all said and done though, whose side are you on? Should Nintendo let it slide? Should Palworld be punished? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And as you can see, we're both a very small and very new channel. We work super hard to deliver regular high quality gaming videos, so it would mean the world if you'd hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.